Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel again. But wait, why is it all black and white? It's not colory. It needs more color in 3, 2, 1. I'm more like this scene. Well, I'm going to teach you guys some tutorial to use Adobe Lightroom. I'm going to teach you guys to edit vintage colors from this into this. Basically you need some mobile phones or even tablet like this. I'm going to recommend you guys this tablet because you can see anything, you can spot anything different or even the smallest thing to avoid some mistakes. And number 2, you need a camera. You can use a professional camera or even you can use your mobile phone instead. But I'm going to use my professional cam that I'm using to record this tutorial right here. And I think that's the ingredients you need, the stuff that you need to take it to the field, and let's jump right into it. Okay, because we are now on the field, we are going to step 1. The step 1 is we are going to picture some scenery from around here, like cars or even like plants or anything. If you guys ask me, I'm going to picture my car and everything that surrounds in here. Now we have taken some pictures from this neighborhood. Well, the next step is we are going to take the pictures to the Lightroom. Why? Because from the app we can edit the color and everything. You can do it like pro. So let's jump right into it. Well, now we have back from the field and we have captured some pictures that are what I think it's good. And the tutorial, the first thing we need to do is we need to crop them, and we have to pick what we want. I'm going to pick this because I like the way that I use to photo it. Now we're going to go to the light. I'm going to minus 0.40 and we're going to the contrast, and I'm going to crank it up a notch to 44. Okay, and we're going to the highlight. I'm going, because it's vintage, I'm going to minus I think I'm going to minus 30 or 40 or even it's 42. It's 40. And I'm going to the shadow because we have known that vintage has a lot of shadows, and if we don't use the shadows, it's not a vintage. I'm going to use it 60. The white balance in Bahasa Indonesia right here in the app, it's arona putih. It's I'm going to use it minus 60. And the black, we have to use the black because it's vintage, color vintage. We have to use it dark. I'm going to use it 22. I'm going to zoom right here, and yes, it's perfect for the color balance for the first one. And we are going to jump to the curve. The curve, we have 5 dots right here. Each dot has a meaning, and we cannot just make it easy like that. And then the next step you want to do is just drag the dots right here to this, and voila, you guys have this scenery. And I'm going to jump to the after the curve. Yes, and after the curve, it's already being shaped up. You can see it's going vintage already. and I'm going to the color. Of course, we have to play with the color unless you don't want it to be vintage. And right here I'm going to play with the temperature. I'm going to crank it up a notch until it makes a lot of red. I'm going to make it 26, and Chorak I'm going to give it 14 because the dots is going to be a lot of vibrance in it, and the vibrance itself I'm going to minus it because I don't like being vintage in a high vibrance. And the saturation I'm just going to place it, and yeah, it's just casual things. And the next one, the red one, I'm just going to crank the saturation to 70, the below saturation to 38, and I'm not going to mess with the luminance and the orange because we want to make it vintage. I'm going to minus it until -10, and I'm not going to forget on the below one. And the below one I'm going to use it until -26, and I don't know, I'm going to play with the luminance. I think it's -9, and I'm going to play with the yellow one, but I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna play it until how. I'm going to use it until -61. Right here, it's -61, and then the saturation we're going to up it until 24, the luminance until -10, and the green one, you guys can see the trees and the flowers and everything, it's green, but at my picture it's already red, so I'm not going to make it a lot of not going to be that strong. So I'm just going to use it until -65, 64, that's enough. And then the saturation I'm going to minus 70, 78, 80, 83. It's a little bit tricky. And the aqua, I'm not going to bother it anything, so because the sky hasn't have the color. So yeah, that's I think that's enough for the color. And next we are going to have the evac. It's a texture we're talking about. Me myself, I'm a guy that like that texture a lot of detailed, so I'm going to crank it until 42 because you guys, I'm going to zoom it and you guys can see it. The texture is being detailed, and the softness, or even the I'm playing with the fog effect because we are playing with the vintage. We have to play with the effect of the fog as well, and the vignette. This is really important for vintage. I'm going to make it minus, and don't forget the feather middle and the round. I'm playing with it. 31, 62 for the feather, and the roundness I'm going to make around 14. The highlight, I'm not going to play with the highlight, I'm going to play with the grain. Why? I'm going to zoom it right here. Why? Because I'm going to back at the 60s era, that camera still grainy and something. It's more vintage for me. And we're going to zoom it. You can see the Kijang logo right here, and the yes, it's perfect. The grain is really perfect for me. And we can up the size for the grain as well, because we want to make it a lot of grain that make it a lot of harder, a lot of not soft. And it's going to be hard if you not save the preset. So right here I'm going to save the preset so we can use it for our next photos. Right here you can save it on the 3 dots at the right from your screen. We make the preset. Just type the preset vintage color and save it. And the next one, you guys can just click it and it's done. Next we are going to color my friend's car, the XL7 Suzuki. We just have to choose it, which one. Right here I have it, and I just color it, and it's just that easy. If you guys have saved the preset, saved the preset, and then you guys can export it to your gallery, and it's finished. And you can share it to your friends, share it to your Instagram, and everything. You guys can flex to your friends as well, because using this effect is not easy. It's hard for beginners. But once again, if you want to learn anything, you can cut mountain in half. So that's just from me. If you guys want to say anything to me, just leave the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you guys on the next tutorial. Goodbye.